Alright, so here would like to show you how to make this very easy bread. There's no need to put your hands in the bowl. You just mix it with a spoon and it's quick rising and very easy to make. So let me just show you. In this bowl I have 7 cups of plain flour, to which I'm going to add 2 very generous teaspoons of salt and 2 normal teaspoons of sugar. Okay, just pause for a moment. Okay, we're mixing that through. To that we're going to add 1 packet of instant dry yeast. And just mix it through nicely. Okay. Now in this jug I have a half a liter of milk, and a half liter of warm water. Not boiling, it's just got to be warm water. To that you add about 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Okay, that's it. All right. The vinegar helps to make much lighter bread and it adds a bit of flavor. And it helps to sort of curdle the milk a bit. So to this dry ingredients, you pour at least half of the liquid. Mix it in. Bring it in from the sides. You can safely add all the liquid. That is a liter in all. Mix that in thoroughly. Just need a spoon, you don't need to put your hands in the bowl. No messing. Mix this until it's nice and smooth. Can you see the sloppiness? The wetness of the dough, that's how it should be. Okay, as you can see, this is a nice wet dough. Okay, so once your batter is nicely mixed through, you add about 3 tablespoons of oil, cooking oil, sunflower oil. Okay, and you mix that through. Can you see what a sloppy batter this is? You couldn't knead it even if you tried. Okay, so once that's mixed thoroughly through, you need to allow it to rise. It takes about an hour on a nice warm day. Okay, so we need to cover. We need to cover the dough with a cloth and allow it to rise until it's double in bulk. That may take about an hour. Okay. Okay. So now we've risen our dough to double in bulk. Bring it down closer. You can see this. So we mix this down a little bit. Can you see how wet it is, how sloppy it is? That's the way it should be. It's not a dry dough or a stiff dough. All right, here I have, focus here, I have 2 bread pans that has been oiled and floured. So we'll just divide the batter into the 2 pans. Okay. Two pans. And this needs to rise again, and that will take about another half an hour. Okay. Let's just empty the last out. Okay. Right. So now we let this rise again. In the meantime, you can preheat your oven to 200 degrees. Okay? Set in the oven for 200 degrees. It will be ready by the time the bread has risen a second time. So we've done the second rising and we're ready to put it in the oven. The oven has been preheated on 200. Okay? So we'll put it in the oven for 45 minutes. Okay. 45 minutes. Okay? Alright, you can pause.
Go.
Okay. So after 45 minutes, the bread is done. Focus on the bread. Everything is done. Okay. So we remove it from the pan. That's the one. It's quite nice and crisp. But now I'm going to return it to the oven for another 10 minutes just to give it a good crisp all the way around. Okay? That's for another 10 minutes. Okay, you can switch off.
Go.
Alright, so after 10 minutes, crispy in the oven, you can remove. There we go. Of all the bread I've made, this is the easiest, the one I make most, and my friends and family enjoy this one.
Go.
Alright, so now we set it aside to cool for a while, and then we'll cut it to see what it looks like inside. Okay? Alright, so now bread is cooled, and we'll cut it to see what the texture is like inside. It's lovely and crisp. I'm sure you can hear that. It's got a lovely spongy texture. Can you see that? It's got a lovely spongy texture. So please try it, and I hope you will enjoy it. I'd just like to repeat the ingredients. I used 7 cups of plain cake flour, 2 generous teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and a packet of instant dry yeast. So all the dry ingredients you put in a bowl, and in a jug you put together a half liter of milk, a half liter of warm water, and 2 tablespoons of vinegar. And then you add that to the flour, mix it all together, and lastly you add 3 tablespoons of oil. And let rise until it's double in bulk. Pour into your pans, your 2 bread pans, Bake for rise again a second time, and then you bake for 45 minutes. Take it out of your pans, return to the oven for another 10 minutes to crisp. Okay, and you bake it at 200 degrees.